Good evening, friends. I'm Ravindra Srinivasa from SRAA Media, Bangalore. I have with me Mahalakshmi Samson. She is a transformational life coach, motivational speaker, counselor, psychologist. Now, we have understood in the last session the parenting and the concept of joint family in parenting. Now, Mahalakshmi is going to continue her session on parenting. Come, let us welcome Mahalakshmi Samson to our knowledge sharing program. Welcome, Mahalakshmi, to our program.
Thank you very much, Ravindra. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I'm glad to be here again.
Yes. Please continue to present on the parenting concept.
Yeah. When we close the last part, the first part in parenting that we started last time, I said a point saying that the joint family provides a lot of references for the children so that they become good people persons. I said that. And I also said that the primary reason why we birth our children is because it is mainly because for the personal transformation of the parents. Second only comes, raising up the children, right?
Yes.
So I would like to take the first one now, right?
Okay.
So there are few people who reached me out after watching the video and asking, Maha ma'am, yes, you said, the joint family system is providing so many good things for the children, right? And but today there are a lot of abuse that is happening, especially sexual abuse is happening, right? And that is one fear that we are having. We are not able to even believe very close relatives. And of course, the media is open, and the life lesson classes are not happening in school, right? Some 20, 30 years ago, life lessons is part of the curriculum. But today, you have to spend money to learn. It is not becoming part of the curriculum, right? So that is very important in growing up. That is also one of them. So how do we protect, right? We are not able to trust, right? So because the child is very important. Of course, child is very important. But again, if you ask me, the danger and other things, it is there everywhere. It is there everywhere, right? And the danger the child would have or would face would be the same whether it is your own people or people in the neighborhood or you don't, maybe little less in the joint family, right? But I'm not saying it is like that everywhere. Whether it is there or not, it becomes important for the parents to, parent the children very well. It doesn't take away, because you're in a joint family, it doesn't take away the responsibility of parenting your child. Where you have to teach the child, you have to understand the child, where the child should always come to you if there is any issue. And child should have the guts to tell you, right? At the same time, you need to nourish and give the advantage of a joint family, which is very important, right? So that is what exactly I said. I thought I should say it in this video also, because some of you may have these questions, right? As well, when I'm talking about the perspective of the child, there is another perspective. Other perspective is about the parents, right? For parents, right, people whom they know, especially in their family, right? They know them quite well, which means, they will be able to handle it much well than people who are in the outside. So if the parents can show leadership in handling that, then they are going to give a great gift to their children, which is very important. Tomorrow's leadership is only for people who can understand and handle others. So if you want your child to be a leader, if you want your child to really achieve greater things in life, it is just not enough to give education as well as ability to earn or get a job, right? Beyond that, their growth lies in how they are able to connect with people and grow in that environment. That will happen if the child can have the reference as they grow.
Okay. Right? So this is good. Yes, Mahalakshmi. Tell me further, what is the effective parenting to the children for their all-round growth? How the parent should be?
Effective parenting is an art, actually, and that starts by parenting consciously. Parenting conscious. As I just when we started this interview, I mentioned that we closed, at a point where I said that we birth our children, for the personal transformation of the parents. Then only it's about raising the parents, right? So which means, right, effective parenting will take off when you're able to understand this fact, which is very important. And why this fact has to be understood is that because I would give an example, right? Let us say there is a hut that catches fire, okay? Right? If when the hut is actually burning, right? You as a person looking at it from a distance, the experience of it will be completely different if you're inside the hut, isn't it?
Yes.
Right? The same thing will happen, when we grow, when we become a parent, right? There are a lot of things people will tell you. You're so adamant, you have so much of anger. You're very patient. You're amazing, right? You are very cynical. You actually, you have a very sharp tongue, scorpion tongue. All those things, people used to tell us. But we don't know the impact of how we actually hurt people, how we actually interact with them, what is the effect of our behavior, we will not know. But when we become parents, right, if you look at our children does not have any reference of, the world, the people, their qualities, their behaviors. They will not have anything. And the closest to people would be the parents, and they learn from the parents, good and bad. They don't have a filter in their mind to judge, this is good, so I will take it. This is bad, so I will not take it. The children doesn't have the maturity to filter that. So when you see something which the child is not okay about, that is actually nothing but a reflection of your behavior. It is just nothing but reflection of your behavior, and there you actually feel the heat because it is like, you being inside the hut which is burning. So at that point of time, as a parent, that person or a parent has a choice to put the child off, saying that you shut up, don't behave like this, and they can beat them and shut them off as they grow. When they are very young, it's easy, right? They do it, right? On the other hand, they can look at it, why my child is behaving like this? Where did the child get this behavior? Am I doing it? Am I carrying it? If they can get into that retrospection, that is when conscious parenting, begins. It is like, what, let us say that, you're actually, you're taken in a helicopter, okay? And the helicopter drops you in the mid of the forest, okay? And you're given a chart in your hand saying that where is the exit to get into the mainland from the forest, okay? Right? But with that information, can you go to the exit?
Very
Can you go to the exit?
Very
you cannot go. You cannot go because that information is just not enough. There is one more information that you would need in the chart, which will help you to identify where is the exit. Of course, the chart will have the exit, but also it will also have details like, this is the mountain, these are the rivers are here, here you can see the, puddle, so many things will be there. But unless that map has got the information of where you are at that point of time, you will not be able to locate where is the exit. Correct? So parenting is also like that. Because we don't get any formal training to become a parent. We start with our assumption, right? And we feel if we can give the best material comfort to the child, we are good parents. It is not so. We need to know where we are starting.
Okay.
And our starting point comes when the child reflects its own behavior. Of course, you have to start unassumingly with what you know. But in that journey, when the child starts responding and acting on, you will get to know what are the things that you are carrying with you, which is not okay. And a parent should have the guts to shift the mindset. If the parent doesn't choose that, then that is when that relationship starts, degenerating. Destruction happens, which is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. It is well said. But I guess training of parenting need to be given before the couple become the parents. Normally what happens, couple will get married and they give birth to future generation of this world without getting trained how to become a good parent. Merely producing the baby is not sufficient or is not a parenting. Training needs to be given, like how the formal education will be given in school and colleges. And after the formal education gets completed, the candidate will be given training on specific job. Then only that candidate can perform his or her duties and responsibilities to the expected level. In the same manner, wife and husband or to be parents should be given moral, ethical, psychological training to become parents after they get married. Then only from the beginning or from the sowing of the seed, they can become a good parent.
Yes, what you're saying is right, but at the same time, it is something, it is like a picture perfect thing that what you're saying. If we get that opportunity, that is great. But not every parent will get that opportunity, or they would get it also. It is also good to learn and travel, but willingness to learn and being the best parent is very important.
Yeah.
Right? I used to ask parents, right? Do you love your children? And they say, of course, we love our children. Why are you asking this question? Who we love more than them, this world, right? Even our parents would have been like that. They would have loved us the most, isn't it?
Yes.
So then I asked them, okay, so how do you express your love? So loving them is internal. How do you express this external? That's what people can see. But that's what children also can see, isn't it?
Yes.
Like how you make them feel, what do you do, how do you talk, all those things are there, isn't it? So when I ask them, they say, we celebrate their birthdays, we throw parties, we buy them expensive gadgets, right? Then we buy them, pocket money, right? So many things, right? These are become the milestones today. Many times, I'm not branding it, but it is very important to see what is the truth behind that. Right? Today, if we don't wake up, it's a wake-up call. If we don't do it, then it's going to be very difficult, to do it little later.
Correct.
Today we have to start much early, right?
True.
So these are the things, these are the things are good. If you're doing it, it's good. It is good. But these are not the most important thing your child needs. It is good if you do it, right? And it is easy also for you to do as a parent because you're earning and your child is the most important, important soul in the world, isn't it? And you will do whatever you have. You will give away everything also to the child. That is easy because you know you're earning, right? But what is beyond that is, but it is difficult to do, is that, spending the time with the child to understand what it likes and why it likes. What the child wants to do and why the child wants to do. And this will become an extreme challenge, especially if the child does something that the parents do not have any idea about it. Because all of us, we have a map in our mind. For example, a mother is an engineer, father is an engineer, mother is a music teacher, right? Then if the child takes music, the mother will be able to judge how the child is faring, how the child is learning. So if one of the parent is extremely good in education, in academics, right? So the parent can judge whether the child is understanding and doing it well or not, right? In addition to it, or excluding this, if the child is looking at something beyond the education and the child is scoring only about 60% or 65%, how many parents who are very successful in their life are willing to accept them 200? Right? So if the child wants to become a football player, where the parent does not have any idea about it, because all the parents are worried how the child will settle down in future. Right? So if the child says, I want to become a football player, how many parents will be able to let the child do what it wants? That decision will come only if we understand where does this come from. How serious is our child about this? Can we go ahead and give this to this child? Right? Our children's success always depends if we give them the space to excel through their strengths, not through their weaknesses. Isn't it? And we need to help them. We need to help them for that, which is very important. That is when they don't have an idea of that map, of that territory, they shun the child. They say, no, I have to do this only what I know. Because that is when I can judge you. If you go beyond that, I cannot judge you. And I'm so afraid what will happen to you because I don't know that. Isn't it? So that is when parents need to have the guts and a conscious parenting of understanding the child. That is when we can give the child and we can empower the child to be its best, which is
very nice, Mahalakshmi. Today you have started with conscious parenting and effective parenting. Let us continue this in our coming sessions.
Sure.
We should give more light and more insight knowledge on conscious parenting and effective parenting.
Exactly. That is where we have to move in so that it gives more clarity to the audience how they can parent consciously so that they get what they want. And our children doesn't deserve, I should put it the other way. I think every child in this world deserves their parents to give them their best, even if it calls for their personal transformation. That is what is loving the children hearts. And we need to have the guts for it. Let us travel into it in the next episodes and let's see how it goes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your great knowledge sharing.
Thanks a lot.
We shall meet next week with a lot more information on effective parenting.
Sure. Thanks, Ravindra.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.